Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. And today's question is discuss the various theories related to various theories of ion uptake with respect to passive absorption. So we have to discuss the various theories which are related to the passive absorption of ion uptake. Okay, or you can say how passively ion uptake is done through passive absorption. So we have to discuss those theory, and this is a very important question. It was asked in this year's agriculture optional paper of civil services exam, UPSC civil services examinations. So it will become very important for us to let's see how we can approach this answer. And it is very important when it comes to ion uptake, or you can say mineral uptake. So these are very important question, especially related to absorption also. Theory they will simply ask you by writing the theories of active and passive absorption. So these are the questions which UPSC have asked previously also, and they will ask in future times also. So let's see how we can approach this answer. So first of all, we should understand what are different theories of ion uptake. So generally there are two kind of sorry. So generally there are two kinds of theories of ion uptake. First one is the active absorption, and second one is the passive absorption. So what is the difference between active absorption and passive absorption? We have to understand slightly that. So what happens in active absorption? We spend energy in absorbing the things. And in passive absorption, there is no energy spent. That is without spending energy. Without spending energy. And there are various theories related to which are important. In active absorption, we have got carrier concept theory. And other theories, there are various other theories we have also got. Okay. So those are the theories of active absorption. We have to not focus that much in those theories, but you should focus on the theories of passive absorption. One we have got protein theory is there. One there are various theories related to it. There is one cytochrome pump hypothesis theory which is important. Cytochrome pump hypothesis theories. So these are the theories related to active absorption. When it comes to passive absorption, there are also various theories such as diffusion theory, mass exchange theory. These we will discuss right now. We have got Donan's equilibrium, we have got that ion exchange theories are there. So these are the theories related to passive absorption, and there is active absorption. I was just trying to give you a rough idea about these theories so that you should have understood it. And if you are trying to know in detail, please refer the static videos. You will get everything explained in detail there. Okay. Now let's move to the theories of ion uptake with respect to passive absorption. So first one we have diffusion theory. So what is diffusion? That is movement of particles along concentration gradient. Movement of particles along concentration gradient. So what happens here? Ions move from high concentration to low concentration. High concentration to low concentration. Okay, simply. So what happens? Suppose we in roots we have low concentration, in the soil we have high concentration. So obviously ions will move from the soil to roots along the concentration gradient. So this is what diffusion theory is. I don't think we have to go that much detail in concentration gradient theory, or you can say diffusion theory. Just remember that they will move along concentration gradient from high concentration to low concentration. And I hope you understand this. Secondly, we have mass flow theory. So what happens here? Suppose water is moving, root is absorbing water. I'm just trying to explain. This is the root, this is absorbing water. So what happens? Some ions present in the water will be absorbed by the roots along with water itself, because whole mass is being getting absorbed by the roots. So you can simply write here that solutes. What happens? These solutes, which are soluble in here in water, move along the flow of water molecules. So what happens with water? They get into the roots. So this is simply what mass exchange theory is. I don't want to get in that much detail because we have to just write answers. And if you explain this in 3-4 lines, it will be for more than enough, because this question was asked in 10 marker and we have to complete your answer in 150 words, you all know. And I think knowing the concepts is much important than writing too much of literature. Okay, if you understand this concept that it is trying to say this, that is enough. And I hope you understand that what mass flow theory is trying to say. Next we have contact exchange theory. So what happens in this theory, that exchange of ions takes place between the roots and soil without intervention of soil solution. There is no intervention of soil solution as we saw in the previous theories. Okay, what happens here? Ions are not tightly held in. Ions are not tightly held in either root cells or clay micelle. Either root cells or clay micelle. So both of these, either root cells, this root cell or this clay micelle, will not hold the iron tightly. They are not held tightly there. So what happens when these two are in contact? When these two are in contact, they exchange ions between them. Okay, due to overlapping oscillation volume. Why this is what overlapping oscillation? Due to overlapping oscillation volume. So what you can simply understand from here is that this is our root, this is clay micelle. Both root is having H plus ions and in a clay micelle we have K plus ions. Both are not tightly held. They are in contact. That is why I name itself contact exchange theory. There the clay micelle and root is in contact and there is overlapping oscillation volume. So while oscillation, as they are not tightly held, if they would have been tightly held, there will be no exchange. But as they are not tightly held, they get exchanged with each other. In roots we will see the iron K plus ion has come, and in clay micelle you will see that H plus ions have been come. So there is a ion exchange because they are not tightly held, and while overlapping oscillation volume they got exchanged. So this is what simply contact exchange theory is. So I hope you understand this also. Next we have carbonic acid exchange theory. Okay, so what happens? The carbon dioxide released in respiration. Suppose this is root. Okay, I'm just simply letting you understand. So basically, root will release the carbon dioxide. Root is releasing CO2. What will happen to this CO2? This CO2 reacts with water to form carbonic acid. It reacts with water and forms carbonic acid. Water or H2O you can say, and forms carbonic acid. These carbonic acids dissociates into H plus and HCO3 ions. It then dissociates into H plus ions and HCO3 minus ions. Okay, in the soil solution. Now this H plus ion is exchanged with K plus ion present in clay particles. This H plus ions is exchanged with other particles related to be K plus. What you are seeing now in the drawing. This root is releasing CO2. This CO2 is reacting. Let me change it. This root is releasing CO2. This CO2 is reacting with H2O. Okay, and they are forming this carbonic acid. And this carbonic acid is then divided into HCO3 minus ions and K plus ions. Okay, or you can see here H plus ions, not K plus ions. In HCO3 minus ions and H plus ions. And this H plus ion gets exchanged with K plus ions while in contact with clay micelle because those are not held tightly. So this is simply what carbonic acid exchange theory is. Okay, I am explaining it to you again. Root will release CO2 during respiration. That CO2 will really react with the soil water, or you can say H2O present in soil, and it will form carbonic acid. Then that carbonic acid will dissociate itself into two things, that is HCO3 minus plus H plus, and there is clay K plus in clay micelle. Okay, now this K plus will be get exchanged with H plus. Okay, this K plus is getting exchanged with H plus. So what root will get? Root will get KHCO3 minus, here K is getting, and that H plus goes to clay micelle. So there is an exchange of contact exchange of ions. So this is what carbonic acid exchange theory is, because there is involvement of carbonic acid. So I hope you understand this also. These are very easy concepts. Next we have Donan's equilibrium. So in what happens in Donan's equilibrium, we all know that cell contains macromolecules. What cells contains? macromolecules. There are also fixed ions, okay, that cannot diffuse out. So what happens? Many times those cations, they are fixed ions, okay, they are fixed ions. Simply keep it in mind, and there are various. Simply you can say that anions are more than cations in fixed ions. Anions is more than cations. In general, it is that cells contain more anions as compared to cations. Now that cations are mostly mobile, and they diffuse through the membrane. This is the root. We have more anions than cations here. The cations are mobile and they start diffusing through the membrane. When they diffuse through membrane, to balance its negative charge, their anions are positive and cations are negative. So as they are diffusing out of the membrane, the anions amount is getting increasing and cations amount is getting decreasing. So to balance this decreasing amount, there is exchange of external solutions. Suppose here K plus ions, or you can say another negative ions, any negative ion. So this negative ion is exchanged with C plus, because we have to balance here. As C is coming out, it is diffusing out from the root. To balance this C minus, another ion is absorbed by root, which comes into the roots. So this is what Donan's equilibrium is. Why named Donan's equilibrium? Because we have to maintain here equilibrium of anions and cations. When anions will be in high number, cations will be diffusing out and the cations number will getting low. So we need some other anions to balance this, and that is why root absorbs other ions. Anions, or you can say simply ions. So this is what Donan's equilibrium is. So these were the 5 theories of ion exchange, and I hope you understand all this. I was trying to be very simple in language so that you could get to understand it. So I will take just a quick overview of all this. I hope you understand what active and passive absorption are. In active absorption we spend energy, in passive absorption we don't spend energy. In diffusion theory, there is movement of particles from high concentration to low concentration. As particles move from high concentration to low concentration, so if there is high concentration in soil and low concentration in root, the ions from soil will move to the roots. This is simply diffusion theory. Second, we have mass flow theory, in which solutes move with water mass into the roots. When we all know that roots will absorb water, so with water, various solutes which are soluble in water or various ions which are soluble in water will be absorbed by roots. This is mass flow theory, simple again. You understand cation exchange theory, because they are not held together, not tightly held together, they get exchanged during overlapping acceleration volume. Next we have carbonic acid theory, exchange theory. Here the carbonic acid is formed, it is broken into H plus ions and HC3 minus. Here H plus ions is exchanged with K plus ions, and this K plus ion is getting absorbed with HCO3 minus into roots. And next is Donald equilibrium. To maintain the equilibrium, there is exchange of ions, because cations will move out. To maintain the equilibrium of moving out of cations, the root will absorb some ions to maintain the equilibrium. This is Donald's equilibrium. So these were the 5 theories. You would have a lot of conceptual clarity after this video, because many times you got confused what to write, where to write, because many students don't know about this conceptual clarity, and I have just explained you in the most simple language I can. That is all for today. Please add a conclusion as per you how this passive and active absorption is very important for plant life. So that will be all for today. If you like it, please press the like button. Please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis. If you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.